Welcome to the I Love CVille show, guys. My name is Jerry Miller. It's good to be with you on a Wednesday. Thank you kindly for joining us. We're live in Charlottesville, the Commonwealth, the country, and the world on the I Love CVille network. We're going to talk a lot about commercial real estate, a lot about restaurants. We're going to talk about the University of Virginia. We're going to let you know a handful of businesses that you've been to recently that are now for sale and what their asking prices are. We're going to talk UVA football. The Florida Gators got hammered pretty hard with their football team. If you want to add that into the back end of the PTI headers, Florida Gators hammered with COVID. That would be a good one for the back nine. So a lot we're going to cover on the show. Give it a like, give it a share, and we will also offer your perspective. If you share it in the comments section, you could help shape the pace and tempo of this very show. We'll give some love to Interstate Pest and Service Companies, a home's best friend. Interstate Pest and Service Companies. 50-plus years, this business, 4 generations of family, doing it the right way, the honest way, the hard-working way. Interstate Pest and Service Companies. Ray Cadell, welcome to the show. Excited to introduce Crystal Napier's Minority Influencer Spotlight. Crystal Napier, the owner of Renee's Boutique, is going to every Wednesday at around 12:50 or 12:55 shine the spotlight of this platform, shine the spotlight that is her robust network. And we're going to give some love and attention to agents of positive change in the Hispanic community, the Latino community, Asian community, African American community. We're going to commit to spotlighting the folks that are doing fantastic work within Central Virginia, and Crystal Napier is going to help us do that. We're very excited. She presents so well on camera and in front of a microphone. She is extremely well connected. And frankly, when we do these chats with Crystal, we leave feeling better about ourselves, more upbeat, more positive. And we need those feelings in this COVID world. So give Crystal some love when you see her. And thank you for being a part of this program. A lot that we need to cover. The first headline comes from UVA. You want to get that on screen for us. And this is Virginia's website, UVA's website, news.virginia.edu, is the media arm of the University of Virginia. I patronize the website once a day. Mainly you see a lot of boilerplate press releases. But in this particular one, and that's on screen, Judah? That is, thank you, my friend. Judah Wickhauer is our fabulous director. UVA is relaxing, you heard me correctly, relaxing its COVID-19 restrictions. COVID-19 restrictions now at the University of Virginia will allow students to gather in groups of 10 instead of groups of 5, which was the previous restriction. So maximum group gathering now up to 10 people with some relaxed restrictions from Jim Ryan and the president's office. Curious of your thoughts of that. Curious of your take of some relaxed restrictions. I think if you go down the corner on Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, you'll see some folks that are really trying their best to do social distancing, but folks nevertheless on the corner enjoying a cold beverage or 2 or 3 or 6. So the University of Virginia feeling more confident. They also said in this particular press release that UVA is going to test dorm residents even more. So dorm residents will be tested more by the University of Virginia from a consistency, frequency, and regularity standpoint. This comes on the heels, my friends, of 2 COVID-19 vaccine trials being slowed down, the brakes being pumped. One of them immediately comes to mind is Johnson & Johnson. I was talking about this with my wife. You also saw it on the national news. 2 trials for this vaccine that I think is really going to be the driving force behind getting the consumer confidence we need to returning to whatever is going to be the new normal. 2 of them, including the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, slowed down, put on pause, put on break, as each trial had its own hiccups that it had to overcome before it could get started. Again, if you saw the headline of the vaccines and the trials on hold, I look at it like this. It's almost a positive, and I know we all want the vaccine to come, but at least we know that Johnson & Johnson and Eli Lilly are doing things the right way, and they're not just fast-tracking and trying to ramrod these trials so we can get to the vaccine so it can be ubiquitous and mass-market produced. For two different trials to say, hey, we need to pump the brakes on this, that is a positive because they're doing things the right way. We'll follow this closely. We'll follow the reopening stocks. For example, we've had earnings reports released recently, and by recently I mean over the last few days, from a number of publicly traded companies, and a number of publicly traded companies that are frankly categorized by reopening stocks. One of them immediately comes to mind is Delta. Delta had a very bad earnings report. As a result, we saw its stock struggle. We saw that trickle over to other airlines, and we saw it trickle over to hotels, to theme parks, and a number of categories business-wise that are associated with airlines. Specifically, you need to hop on a plane to get to this other business to give them, your money so that business can start going in the right direction. So you have a lot of factors that are going from a macro standpoint. The vaccines, the trials being halted. You have the reopening stocks still flat. You have the stay-at-home stocks from a stock market spiking big time. More on that on this show. But I want to get to real estate, a passion of mine. And I think this is where you're going to want to let some friends know what's going on. Tag them in the feed. Give them a text message. Share this to their show, because I'm about to open your eyes on some businesses that are for sale that are ones that we absolutely love to support and patronize. This came up on Monday's broadcast. Literally during Monday's show, this came up. We were off yesterday, so we're now having an opportunity to dot the I's and cross the T's today. So on Monday's show, this was not even an option in our rundown. The rundown is the talking points or the topics you see on screen now. Look at the screen. Our rundown, we pay homage to PTI, Tony Kornheiser, and Mike Wilbon, who undoubtedly have been influential on my career, certainly from a broadcasting standpoint. So on Monday's show, our rundown, the topics you see on screen, did not even include the fact that Dirty Nelly's was for sale. We had one of the viewers of the program, I'm not going to say your name, you know who you are, you're a restaurant owner, I have tremendous respect for you. Tremendous respect for you. This particular individual is watching the show, and they say, Jerry, this is something that your viewership, your listenership, whether it's the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, what you're watching on Facebook, the daily digest that we do at 5 p.m., 5 days a week, 5 minutes or less, all this stuff in 5 minutes or less. He said, this is pertinent to your viewership and listenership. And he said, Dirty Nelly's, this is for sale. That's what I'm hearing. I said, no way, Jose. Is that true? He goes, you should confirm it on your end, but this is what I'm hearing. I immediately then Facebook messaged Stu Rifkin. Stu Rifkin, friend of the program. Stu Rifkin, a well-connected guy. Someone tag Stu Rifkin. Let Stu Rifkin know we're talking about him here on the show. Stu Rifkin, again, a friend of the show. Stu, a well-connected guy. Stu, previously the owner of the Nook on the downtown mall, the diner, the Nook. Stu also, Rifkin, ran, may still do it, may not. He did do it at one time. He ran a lot of Corin Capshaw's restaurants. A lot of Capshaw's restaurants. Stu was actively involved from a leadership and an operations and a decision-making standpoint. Today, Stu Rifkin owns the College Deli on the UVA corner. What Stu has done for the College Deli since he purchased it has been very noticeable and very positive. I've noticed a stronger commitment to delivery, procedures and protocols which have improved efficiency. I've noticed a carry-out window at College Deli. I noticed a commitment to social and digital marketing and media that was not there before Stu took over the College Deli. So this guy, very connected. During Monday's show, after Monday's show, I reach out to Stu and I say, hey, is Dirty Nelly's for sale? And he says, yes. Yes, it is. In fact, Stu has the listing. Not only is the bar for sale, but the deli, where you can get sandwiches like the Lady Godiva. I love the Lady Godiva. I get the Lady Godiva on a pita or a sub roll, and it's very good. And then I bring my sandwich from the deli into the bar, where I'll have, usually they have a 3-notch beer on tap, and I'll have a 3-notch 40-mile IPA while eating my sandwich and talking with Sherry. You know, Sherry, the fabulous bartender. She's a not very big lady, but she's very strong. I've seen Sherry, the female bartender at Dirty Nelly's, bring in a huge pile of firewood that most men could not carry by themselves. So she'd go out, she'd bring in the firewood, she'd keep the fire going, she'd have some conversation with us at the bar while I'm eating my Lady Godiva and drinking my 40-mile IPA. So I reach out to Stu, I'm like, is this true? He said, yeah, dude, the deli and the bar are for sale. Then I reach out to ownership, friends of mine, and they're like, yeah, the Fast Mart convenience store is for sale too. Ownership confirmed it. So this is, I think, a pretty big deal. If you're a Charlottesville, Albemarle County, if you're OG, Old Guard Charlottesville. I've been in this town since my first year at the University of Virginia, since 2000. And since 2000, in one shape or form or the other, I've been patronizing Dirty Nelly's, that convenience store, or that deli. Maybe it was underage having a couple beers. Maybe it was going to a UVA game with the family and we go in for a sub or two before we walk into Scott Stadium. Maybe it's listening to real good music, meeting Conrad and Patty Zeller at Dirty Nelly's to listen to the Gladstones or hear to some good music. Maybe it's watching a game with a buddy. I mean, Dirty Nelly's is woven into the fabric of Fry Springs and JPA like any other brand in that corridor. Can I make the legitimate statement that Dirty Nelly's is more woven into the brand identity of Fry Springs and Jefferson Park Avenue than any other eatery? Can I make that statement? The only ones that I think can compete from a longevity and an institutional standpoint are Wayside Fried Chicken and Anna's Number 5 on Maury Avenue. And I think when we think food and beverage, bar, and hospitality in that little food and beverage corridor that includes Fry Springs, the fabulous Guadalajara, Atlas Coffee, the Thai place, the Chinese place right there. There's a lot of good stuff happening. But I think when we reflect on that area, the first food and beverage brand, you may disagree. If you do, put it in the street. The first food and beverage brand that comes to mind for me is Dirty Nelly's, this dive bar that has withstood the test of time, that has no windows. The only bar I can think of in the city of Charlottesville, the only bar I can think of in Albemarle County that has no windows is Dirty Nelly's. How many bars can you think of that have active wood-burning fireplaces? Dirty Nelly's does. South Street does. Dirty Nelly's certainly does. The only bar where their outdoor patio is just a roped-off area on a black-top parking lot asphalt. Asphalt, the patio is on. But what the bar does well is it does not change, and because it respects who and what it is, we have shown its support and respected Dirty Nelly's and patronized it. The fact that it's for sale is a big deal. I think you're not buying the real estate, you're buying the business. From what I can tell, you have 4 revenue streams. Those 4 revenue streams are sitting down at Dirty Nelly's and ordering some beer, some wine. They don't have liquor. One of the few bars that does not have a liquor license. The second revenue stream is sitting down at Wayside Deli and eating a Lady Godiva or a sandwich inside. The third revenue stream are the sales that come from the convenience store. And the fourth revenue stream that should not be undervalued, but should be prioritized, is the to-go or the catering that's done. Wayside does a hell of a lot of catering. So this business is for sale with 4 legitimate revenue streams, does not include the real estate. Whoever buys these businesses, or maybe we call it one business with 4 verticals, whoever buys this one business with 4 verticals, convenience store, bar, deli, and catering, has an opportunity to really remake, reshape, or create the brand for that corridor. I mean, Fry Spring Station, I love Fry Spring Station. I love PK. I love Ben, and I love Tommy. But Fry Spring Station has been closed for a long period of time. A long period of time. And Fry Spring Station used to be owned by the restaurant group out of Lynchburg and managed and co-owned by Robert Sarver of the Downtown Grill. So it's had some changeover. Anna's, I love Anna's. I say routinely, my favorite sandwich in town is the Italian sub from Anna's number 5. Anna's on Maury Avenue. I say it routinely. You order the Italian sub, Jerry Miller's way, and you're eating the best sandwich in the city of Charlottesville for what I think. But it's Nellie's that's the brand. So this got us thinking, what are the other businesses and brands that are currently for sale? Well, if you just spend some time on Stu's website, you could see that the Shebeen is listed. Judah, can you get that on screen for me? I mean, interesting about this listing, the asking price is $185,000 for the Shebeen. You are not buying the real estate. You are strictly buying the business. So $185K, the words that describe what's for sale say a fully equipped, turnkey South African restaurant with a prime location. Fantastic and highly regarded restaurant, large dining room and bar with outdoor patio, convenient location to Charlottesville with ample parking. So $185,000 asking price for the Shebeen. We'll get to that. Let's put up Splendora's, also from Stu's website. Get that on screen, Judah. Splendora's, this listing a little trickier on the website. And it says on the bottom that an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, is required. Now, a non-disclosure agreement may be required, but you look at the photos on the listing and it shows gelato. Does it not, Judah? You see gelato, and then you see a picture of the inside of Splendora's. So it does not take a rocket scientist to realize that this is Splendora's when they're showing gelato and a picture of the inside of Splendora's. Okay? You need the NDA if you want to get the financials, but according to this listing with an asking price of $95,000, this location has a long history of success, including more than $2 million in annual sales in this location. $95,000 asking price. So this then got me thinking, and I'm curious of your take on this. And put your comments in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Crystal Napier, we will get to you in about 4 minutes, Crystal. We'll get to you in 4 minutes for Crystal Napier's Minority Influencer Spotlight. You will hear her weekly on this show, the owner of Renee's Boutique, a vibrant, dynamic, intelligent woman that's well-connected, Crystal Napier. So this got me thinking, what are the restaurants or the businesses currently for sale that could potentially turn into explosively popular and successful businesses once we get out of COVID? That's what this got me thinking. Now, you got some big-time commercial real estate currently available. I mean, last I checked, the Island Restaurant in Barracks Road, the Island Pad, And that's one that's not on the main strip. It's a restaurant separate to itself. It's on an island in Barracks Road, Bricks Pizza. Last check, Bricks has not been filled. For the money, what you get and the cost, that's probably your most expensive option on the market right now. Probably giving it a run for a close second, neck and neck, is Trevinia, the old Trevinia spot in Stonefield. However, if you're a businesswoman or a businessman, would you want to take over Trevinia, which is arguably the sexiest of the restaurants in Stonefield, when you know that the movie theater's not opening anytime soon and there's tremendous vacancy there? Or would you take the island pad in the most popular shopping center, Barracks Road, home to the former Bricks with all the drive-by traffic and all the foot traffic in the shopping center? Maybe, better yet, you're interested in something more charming, more quaint and intimate, and you're considering the massive availability or the massive restaurant that is the former Downtown Grill on the Downtown Mall. Lee Hughes has that listing from Collier's. Perhaps you're thinking Jason's Deli, or you don't want to take the risk that is the old Bricks Island pad, and you want to go a little bit more affordable, and you go the Zinburger route. Right now, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, it's very similar if you're an aspiring homeowner. If you want to buy a piece of property and start creating the American dream that starts with home ownership, you have a unique opportunity on your hands, and that interest rates are obscenely low. And because they're so low, depending on your credit, less than 3% from an interest standpoint, because they're so low, your purchasing power is much greater than it's ever been. So if you're looking to create wealth and you want to buy a house, often the first step to building generational wealth, now's the time. If you're looking to be an entrepreneur and you're looking to start your own business, now is a time, because you have a chance to get commercial real estate and businesses that are for sale on pennies on the dollar. You may have an asking price of the Shebeen of $185K or Splendoras for $95K. You may have a chance to get Dirty Nelly's, Wayside Deli, or the Fast Mart. And right now, if you went in and tried to do it, you would have tremendous leverage and opportunity to negotiate. We'll get to your comments on the show. Put them in the comment section now. I'm going to get to Crystal Napier here in a matter of moments. Judah, let's give some love to Ting Wireless Internet, Ting Fiber Internet. You can get the best internet in the market, literally what we use to power this show, fiber internet, only through this link, ilovecville.ting.com, ilovecville.ting.com. If you use that link, you'll save $288. That is the lowest price on the best internet possible. Judah, I have Crystal on the line. Hello. How are you? She's a fabulous businesswoman behind Renee's Boutique, and she is going to be the voice and the visionary behind Crystal's Minority Influencer Spotlight. Every Wednesday, we are going to spotlight folks that are making big-time positive impacts in the community, and she's a very well-connected woman. And Crystal, and I'm excited for this. Been looking forward to it all week. I'm just going to get out of your way, and the show is yours. And Crystal, who is the first spotlight we're going to do?
So thanks so much, Jerry. I'm excited to do the spotlight, to just get it out there of some fabulous people that I am connected to and that I actually collaborate with. And today I am going to talk about Robert Scott and Nareen Scott, a dynamic local power couple that I get to call our wonderful friends. And Robert Scott is the owner of Scott Photography. So Robert actually does a lot of the photos for my business, Renee's Boutique. And the awesome thing that I enjoy about Rob's work is that he makes everyone feel so comfortable in front of the camera. And he's able to bring out the best features for everyone to improve everyone's confidence and bring out some brilliant photos. So he specializes in photos for weddings, of course, product photography for Renee's boutique, and other different businesses that he has, shot for, as well as he does action shots for sporting events, and also headshots. And recently, Rob did a photo shoot for a young boy that is actually battling brain cancer. And it was a photo shoot for that had featured him as a firefighter, which was pretty incredible. Rob was actually shooting for me and headed to that shoot after. And I said, Rob, how in the world are you going to do that? Because to just know that a child is battling a terminal illness and maybe in the very last of his days, he said, I don't know, but I know if this is his wish, I want to make that come true. And so he willingly went off to do that photo shoot. So that's just a few of the incredible things that Rob does, giving back to the community. He's also on the board with me for Piedmont Housing Alliance. And he's, been a wonderful contributor to the board. He's the head of our client services committee to make sure that we are providing the best services through Piedmont Housing Alliance to our residents and also the folks that are using our resources at Piedmont Housing Alliance. I met Robert through Nareen Scott, who is a wonderful girlfriend of mine. Nareen and I do a lot of work together. She is a Mary Kay consultant and has been for 18 years, actually. She's taught me so much about Mary Kay, that Mary Kay empowers women through skincare and makeup and making women feel very good about themselves. And I know from firsthand experience, I use her products. She's taught me a lot of great things about my makeup. Yes, I had to make sure that my makeup was on point today.
You look
because
great.
I didn't want her to be like, yeah.
You always look good.
Thank
You always look good.
Thank you. But she gives practical tips for everyday women, and it's simple. Her products have kept my skin clear. She's always, coaching me, like, especially as women, we have different hormone balances. And also with the season changing, your skin changes. And she's just been an awesome resource of telling me the proper products to use, as well as we've teamed up. We did a makeover giveaway at the beginning of the year, where we were offering gift certificates to ladies. We allowed them to come and have a pampering session. So we gave them a free skincare class as well as a makeover. And I provided the styling and she provided the makeup and the skincare. And it was just a good way to give back to our ladies, to allow ladies to have a safe space to just kind of let their hair down and also show them some items that will continue to boost their confidence and make it easier for them throughout their everyday life. So we did that, and she actually volunteers with several nonprofits in Charlottesville. She volunteers with the City of Promise, Abundant Life Ministries, and congratulations, Nareen. She actually just started a new role with the Legal Aid of Charlottesville.
Nice.
So, and both of them actually team up together to do photo shoots sometimes. And they are also launching a new part of their business called Enterprise, where they are going to do mobile recording services for folks.
Nice.
So if you're doing a podcast or different interviews, which I'm really excited about, because this, the whole video arena that you have me working in, thank you. It's definitely out of my comfort zone, but I'm so excited that Rob and Nareen have experience, and I'm definitely going to utilize them to provide me some tips with that. So that's a new aspect of their businesses that they have started. So yeah,
awesome.
They're doing awesome, incredible things for our community. Yeah.
I'm going to throw this to you. For Rob and Nareen, I think an area that could explode for them would be if they have the equipment, and it sounds like they do, if they did live streaming audio and visual of weddings and
Ah,
events. Because right
absolutely.
now, all the weddings and events can't have the capacity of people because of COVID. So they're having to figure out how to stream online. And if we
Yes.
weren't so busy from 9 to 7:30, 9 to 8 p.m., depending on the day, Monday through Friday,
Yeah.
we would pursue this with our technology. But I think a company could go in and be the live streaming provider, what we're doing now, for weddings and events across Central Virginia and make a killing.
I think that is a brilliant idea. So I really hope that Robert and Nareen, you're listening to that. Take heed on that, because that's an excellent idea. And what better way to celebrate with the folks that won't be able to attend your special day than to live stream it? And they're there watching you, which makes everyone feel connected to the event. So that's an awesome idea,
I'm going to
Gary.
throw this. Thank
Awesome.
you. I'm going to throw this question to you. Has COVID, and this is just a question for entrepreneurs, businessmen, and businesswomen, has COVID put more influence or influenced us more or pressured us more to have a side hustle or be entrepreneurs or businessmen and businesswomen when we can call our own shots and work when we want to? Do you think that's the effect it's having on people, or do you think not so?
I think it is having that effect on people, and I think it's a positive aspect. Like it's truly making us critically think about our daily survival, and also creating different streams of income. So although COVID has brought a lot of negative challenges, it's also brought some incredible positivity, that is brought about several different things of people just thinking out of the box. Like it's allowed us time to, I feel, to think, because everything was so busy, everything was right now before this happened, and it's allowed us to just slow down, take a breather, and figure things out, and also see what our underlying talents are, because a lot of us are away from our daily office duties, which allows us a time to utilize other parts of our brain to think about some creative ideas, to create different streams of income for us.
Crystal, what have you learned about yourself as a businesswoman since COVID's hit?
Oh, that's a great question. I would have to say that I have learned that I'm pretty resilient when it comes to just trying to keep at it, even though some days it's been harder than others, and you do get discouraged on this entrepreneur journey. But I feel that I've really been able to like dig deep and have some creative ideas, and also I've learned that I need to reach out and utilize more of my resources around me and more of the awesome people in my circle, in order to push my business, and push myself to the next level, and not just always think about how can I do something, when I have so many incredible people around me with so many different talents and skills, um, to utilize and to help me grow and to help my business grow.
You're amazing. This is going to be a fantastic weekly segment. Can you give us more information on how we can learn more about Rob or Nareen's business, how we can get involved with them?
Absolutely. So Rob's website is
Okay.
rtscottphotography.com. And Nareen, you can reach her at marykay.com/NA Scott. And of course, if you would like to email me, For that information, I'd be happy to send that over to you. You can reach me at styles at Renee's Boutique LLC.com.
Fantastic, fantastic. All right, I want to close with this. And Crystal's amazing. Check out Renee's Boutique. If you have a business or an endeavor or an effort that you would like Crystal to spotlight, just reach out to her directly. She's often on social media and very good at social media. I would love to see, when we close on this topic, I would love to see one of the positives that we look back on COVID. I think we're going to see these waves of COVID babies. I think we're going to see Zoom and video and connections like this going to be more ubiquitous and prioritized than ever before. I would also love to see, Crystal, that a new generation of like solopreneurs or small business owners or folks that have, even if it's a side hustle, I would love to see another generation of folks empowered and controlling their own destiny because of what how COVID has put our backs against the wall. Anywhere you want to go on that topic to close?
Well, I was about to say I'm really excited with some of the folks that I have lined up in the weeks to come that are doing just that have came up with some creative ideas for businesses. Just a little sneak peek of next week. One of the business owners that I will be spotlighting, she's a PhD student at UVA called Mercy Best, and she has created a kit that will help children to be more comfortable with math and science, specifically children of color and young girls. So just some awesome creative ideas that I would have never thought about something that simple. So I'm really excited to spotlight her next week. And I do believe that the positive side of COVID is that it's bringing out a lot of creativity from all of us. So, and it's also increasing us to work together. I know I've collaborated with a lot of other small businesses, which is awesome because I feel like there's a space for all of us to win. We don't have to always be in competition, and we can work together to achieve greatness and success.
Ooh, dude, amazing. She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. All right, you're going to love this. I got one more for you. This just came in from Eloise Jenkins. Jerry, please ask Crystal to let us know about her necklace. It's beautiful, and that blue bag that is directly behind her. That's from Eloise Jenkins.
Yeah. Thank you, Eloise. I would be happy to. So the necklace that I'm wearing is actually a necklace that I had when I first started Renee's Boutique. And that's the awesome thing of doing these styling sessions is that not only am I, picking out new pieces for clients, but I also am able to provide pieces that will bring out something old or something that you haven't worn in a long time to make it pop. So that's the history on my necklace here that I'm wearing. And the blue bags behind me, these are the new crossbody shoulder bags. It's a part of our new collection, the Cozy Desires collection, which is actually up on my website now, Renee's Boutique LLC.com. All of these styles actually are featuring pieces from the new Cozy Desires collection behind me. So thank you, Emily.
I love it. That was so good. That was so good, Crystal.
Thank you.
We will see you in a week. Judah just is giving me the thumbs up, and he's saying the segment was fantastic. And he's saying anything else you want to feature in the segment, he's willing to do and help with.
Thank you so much, Judah. And I really appreciate you all giving me this space. It's awesome that I am literally being pushed out of my comfort zone here. And it's been very fun to kind of tap into a different side of what I typically do. So thank you.
You did a heck of a job. You make this look easy. I'm serious. You make this look easy. Thank you, Crystal. We will talk to you soon. You're awesome.
Thank you, Jerry. Have a wonderful day.
All right, you too. She's awesome. Check out Renee's Boutique online, reneesboutiquellc.com. Judah, this segment is going to blow up. I mean, someone that is like as beautiful and as connected and as thoughtful as Crystal, spotlighting her colleagues and folks in this community that are doing awesome things. It is going to blow up. Put your comments in the comment section. We'll relay them on air. Patty, you are watching at Animal Connection. Patty Zeller, I love you, lady. She's the star of What's Barking Local, which airs today at 3 o'clock on the I Love CVille Network. Patty, I'm going to track down that question for you. She said, what are they asking for Dirty Nellies? I will get that information for you, Patty Zeller. I just sent over a message to the listing to Stu Rifkin. So I would imagine, Patty, that the price point is dependent on if you want the convenience store, the deli, and the bar, or just the bar. And I'm curious to know if you can splinter or break out the bar from the convenience store or the deli. I would think you would want to package it all as one. But maybe for a lower price, you can splinter or break out the individual verticals. Again, the verticals there are the bar, the deli, which is Wayside Deli, the convenience store sales, and then the catering to go for events and tailgates. That's one I would put a lot more attention to. I will get that number for you, Patty Zeller. Laura Allen is watching the program. I love when Laura Allen watches the show. She says, if Trevinia became a Bodo's Bagel or a Christian's Pizza, it would have a permanent line and the theaters would open. I've put a lot of thought into this. By the time we have either splurged on movie tickets and a babysitter, or movie tickets for all our children, an excellent $5 treat like a slice of pizza from Christian's or a Bodo sandwich is always what seems to be needed at the bottom of that Stonefield escalator. Well said, Laura Allen. She's basically saying, look, getting a babysitter if you're a mom and dad to watch your kids so you can go to the movies, you're going to drop $60 to $100 on the babysitter. You're going to drop, how much is a movie ticket? Is it $15 a pop? You're going to drop $15 on a movie ticket times 2, that's 30. So by the time you're at that point, you're just looking for some affordable and approachable nosh, a handheld or a grab and go that's priced well. Alternatively, if you're taking your kids to the movies, are you going to sit down and feed your kids a Trevinia dinner when you're already having to pay 4 movie tickets, 3 movie tickets, 2 movie tickets, and then the parents' tickets? Good points right there. Latasha Durrett Word says, great feature, Jerry. Thank you very much. That was all Crystal's doing. She's absolutely fantastic. And I truly mean that. Crystal is A+ people. I mean, she is A+ people. Give the show a like and a share. Give it a like and a share. Rosemary Postel, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you kindly for joining us. We love when you watch the show. Iris Luck, hello. Tiffany Ross, hello. Welcome to the show. Springfield watching the broadcast as we speak. Welcome, Springfield. Folks in Chapel Hill tune into the show. I see Chapel Hill. Welcome to the broadcast. That could just be the research triangle. We'll call it Chapel Hill for now. Next segment, Judah, that I want to get to on today's show is, did you get the Florida Gators headline in?
I believe so.
Oh, you're a good man. Did I send you a link for the Florida Gators story?
Florida Gators stop football activities after coronavirus.
Okay, why don't we get that on screen? So this is cause for concern. The Florida Gators, big-time SEC football, they're playing LSU this weekend. LSU, the defending national champions, LSU. And the Florida Gators have now paused football due to a COVID outbreak in Gainesville right before they're playing LSU. This comes a day and a half after Dan Mullen, the football coach at Florida, said, I want the Swamp, which is the stadium the Gators play in. Dan Mullen said, I want the Swamp to be packed to the bones. Dan Mullen and his Florida Gators this past weekend, they lost to Texas A&M. And Dan Mullen said, when we traveled to College Station to play Texas A&M had a massive crowd, and this crowd influenced the outcome of the game and helped us to lose, caused us to lose. He's speaking of his Florida football team. immediately after losing to Texas A&M, in the press conference following the loss to Texas A&M in College Station, Texas, Dan Mullen says they had an unfair home advantage because of a packed stadium, and when we returned to the Swamp to play LSU, I want the stadium packed. Well, a day and a half after he made those comments, the Florida football team has gotten hammered by COVID-19, and they've had to stop football activity after 19 people tested positive over the past couple days. 19. It's just an indication that this damn virus knows no boundaries. Florida Gators go to College Station to play Texas A&M. They lose. And does anybody else think it's BS or bogus that some teams, from a home football standpoint, have 25,000 fans or more in their stadium, and then some, like the University of Virginia, have 999? I mean, the home field advantage is a huge, huge factor in college and professional football this year more than ever. You go across a state line and you have different restrictions for home football games. Now, one more COVID-19 effect that I want to get to before I talk UVA football, and we should have put this in the first block of the rundown, Judah. Regardless, it's worth talking to. University of Virginia students now get to pick their grades. You heard me correctly. COVID-19, and I'm just going to read this to you, because University of Virginia students are suffering stress, anxiety, and internet connectivity issues, UVA's administration has said, students, you get two options. You can do your classes and get a letter grade, or you can just choose to do your classes and say you get credit or no credit. And saying you get credit or no credit is just like taking the class and getting a good grade, and it can account to your graduation. What? I have stress. I have anxiety. I get to pick my own grade now at the University of Virginia. What? Dudes, this would have helped how many guys and gals before COVID? I have stress. I have anxiety. I'm biting my nails. My back is against the wall. I want to pick my own grades. I mean, what is a college education worth these days when the students get to determine the grading of their performance? Seriously. What is college worth when the kids and the students get to determine their actual grades? And let's put that in comparison to people who have gotten diplomas from colleges like UVA in the past, where they legitimately had to go through a strict grading process. So someone who graduated from the University of Virginia in 2018 with the degree, and someone who graduates from the University of Virginia in 2021 with the degree, is the degree from 2018 more valuable than the degree from 2021? In 2018, you had legitimate grades, and you had to earn them based on your performance. In 2020 and 2021, you get to pick your own grades. So those are two dichotomies and two COVID crossroads that exist in the current corona economy. COVID crossroads number one. UVA football hosts a home football game in Charlottesville, and they can have 999 people in the stands. UVA football goes to Clemson and faces the Tigers in Death Valley in South Carolina, and they can have 23,000 people in the stands. That's not fair. 999 in Charlottesville, 23,000 in Death Valley. What else is not fair in another Corona crossroads in this Corona economy is students graduating from the University of Virginia now legitimately get to pick their own grades because of stress, anxiety, and internet connectivity issues. Dude, I would have done a hell of a lot better at the University of Virginia if I got to pick my own grades. Right? Mom and Dad? Right? Oh, comments in the comments section. Live on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, our daily e-newsletter that goes out to 140,000 inboxes, and on ilovecville.com. Quickly, before we get to your comments, University of Virginia travels to Wake Forest. They're on a 2-game losing streak. They have a lot of potential and a lot of promise on this football team. We have to get more consistent under center at quarterback. We all know that. I expect Stone to get more playing time after what he did against NC State. The Wahoos, a 2.5-point favorite at Wake Forest, 4 p.m. Saturday, ACC Network. Boston College and Virginia Tech, Hokies, big-time favorites. Virginia Tech and Blacksburg, 11.5-point favorites for the Hokies. 8 o'clock kick, ACC Network, Boston College at Virginia Tech in Blacksburg. Hokies, 11.5-point favorites. Give some love to Scott Wagner Chiropractic and Sports Medicine. Dr. Wagner changing people's lives through chiropractic care, sports medicine, and physical therapy. Who's got your back? Dr. Wagner has your back. And Judah, how about the $288 in savings from Ting? ilovecville.ting.com. ilovecville.ting.com, and you get the best price and the best internet possible. Stephanie, hello, SWR. Welcome to the program. Stephanie Wells Rhodes, we love when you watch the show. She says, you're right, it's not fair, the home attendance. And let's remember the band and the cheerleaders. Is this what you're alluding to here, Stephanie? And help me here. I think this is what you're alluding to. The band and the cheerleaders count toward the 999 people in Scott Stadium. So she makes a good point. Okay? That's going to erode the count, the band and the cheerleaders. One of the women's soccer players at the UVA women's soccer team, they had this quote to say following a victory. They were going to ask the athletic department if the athletes from the women's soccer team, the men's soccer team, can be in attendance at Scott Stadium because they're going through very strict COVID testing to help give support to the football team. And they were hoping, because women's soccer and men's soccer is living in this bubble concept to play their sports and also going through strict COVID testing, the men's and women's soccer team was hoping that they would not count against the 999 people allowed in the stadium. Stephanie, she's right. Quick correction on what I said. Clemson had band and cheerleaders at their game. We don't have any of them at ours. And that's a great point. That makes a huge advantage. When you're 18 and 22, 19 and 21, and you're playing football, and you have a band playing musical instruments, and pretty girls standing next to you, cheering on your move, don't you think a tuba player, some big boy hitting the drums, some gal playing the sax and the horn, and some people playing a wind flute, standing next to 4 beautiful women, jumping up and down and doing a human pyramid, are going to positively motivate or influence or create some confidence for an 18-year-old boy? Yeah. 19 and 20 and 21 and 20. Is my wife watching? Okay, she is what? 22-year-old cheerleaders, even for me and Judah, they could get us standing up and clapping our hands and screaming. Imagine what a 22-year-old cheerleader is going to do for an 18, 19, or 20-year-old boy. We need to get some level playing field and some rules here. Why are 999 fans allowed at UVA for home football games, yet Clemson can have 23,000 people? That's not fair. Oh, that's Corona for you. That's COVID-19 for you. Oh, man. All right. Don't miss the I Love CVille Daily Digest. All your news in 5 minutes or less, 5 days a week at 5 o'clock on the I Love CVille Network. My wife just left this comment. Cough, cough. I'm here and listening, husband. Okay, you know a 22-year-old cheerleader that's dancing up and down and doing the pom-poms is going to get me dancing around too. You know that. You know this about me. Oh, sorry. Okay, I see you're here. All right. Don't miss the Daily Digest, 5 o'clock, I Love CVille Network. This entire show in 5 minutes or less. For those that are asking, we will get the asking price for Dirty Nelly's. Dirty Nelly's is for sale. Not only Dirty Nelly's, but the Wayside Deli, the deli inside Dirty Nelly's, and the convenience store are all for sale. I'm going to get that asking price for you guys. We know that the Shebeen asking price was what, Judah? $180K for the Shebeen? Is that what it was on the rundown?
Let's see.
I think it was $180K asking price for the Shebeen. Dude, the Shebeen.
185.
185?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And what was the asking price for Splendora's? 95, right?
Yes.
95,000 for Splendora's. I'm going to close on this. The Shebeen is, its layout and its footprint is, Stephanie, Lauren, he will still be doing it when he's old enough to be their father. Is that what Larry does, Stephanie? Is that what Larry does when the cheerleaders are cheering? All right, I'm telling you, when you get a 22-year-old cheerleader cheerleading, I'm watching the game and the 22-year-old cheerleader that's cheerleading, okay? I just can't help it. I will say this. Let me get back on track. The Shebeen footprint is legit. The dining room is large inside. It has a really cool indoor bar as well that's spacious and a great spot to watch the game. And one of the things that Walter Slosky has done at the Shebeen really well, he's a Class A contractor, Walter Slosky is, the owner of the Shebeen. Walter has built a fabulous outside patio. And the outside patio is covered, it has fans, it has its own bar, it has swings that you can swing in, and probably seating for like 35 to 50 people. From a COVID economy standpoint, from a COVID crossroads or this Corona economy we're in, the Shebeen footprint is really, really nice. You have significant parking in front of the restaurant. Significant parking. You have a really fabulous outside patio with its own bar, an outside patio that's covered. That means it does not need to be tented. An outside patio with already has its own cooling system. It has ceiling fans, swings, and televisions. Inside has a fabulous dining room that's large and spacious, and inside also has a great bar for watching the game. This Corona economy we're in, the Shebeen footprint is laid out nicely. Now the question is, who wants to go down the road of opening up a restaurant during COVID? That's the question. But that one's set up very nicely. All right, I got to get out of here. My name is Jerry Miller. This is the I Love CVille show. Thank you kindly for joining us. Have a good afternoon. Take care. Dude, Shebeen would rock for something. And the lease is priced well, too. That would be a good place for somebody to buy. We could do the...